What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. French President Emmanuel Macron has threatened to sue conservative commentator Candace Owens if she does not cease and desist her continued claims that Macron's wife is a transgender. Right-wing political commentator Candace Owens responded to a firmly worded legal letter written to her by Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron after she publicly discussed the highly controversial theory that the French president's wife was not a woman. On a recent installment of her YouTube show, Owens called the letter slamming her claims insane. She said, "You see, Mr. Macron, both misters. In my world, I bank on the people. I always bank on the regular people. You have no idea the army of people we can unleash." She claims the Macron strenuously did not want her to detail the contents of the letter, but insisted they had, quote, no legal right to tell her not to share it with the public. In one excerpt of the letter, it stated, "Mrs. Macron does not owe you proof that she is and always has been a woman. It is none of your business." However, Owens took issue with the time it took for the French president to address the offensive speculation, saying, quote, "This has been going on for approximately 10 years. If I'm the president and I'm dealing with a 10-year issue of people saying my wife uh, has a male organ, I sure as hell am not paying lawyers overseas to send legal threats and legal letters that say I'm not going to answer your question." The Macrons also wrote, "What should be enough evidence to disprove these falsehoods is that Mrs. Macron has denied them." Owen said, "Okay, so that's how it works now in a court of law. If I say no, absence of any proof, you have to accept the truth. Nobody lies in politics. It's basically trust me, bro." Owens further claimed she suspected the Macrons found out, quote, "We are a couple of weeks away from releasing an explosive report on Brigitte and sent the letter because they are worried the report will, quote, go global." She concluded by saying now that there is a direct line of communication between herself and the couple. She plans to send them pointed questions. I don't want to read any more of this. I don't give a damn about your viewpoints on these particular issues. What I'm trying to figure out is, why is Candace Owens so concerned about this situation here? We're not even talking about an American politician. We're talking about a French politician who, by the way, I believe politically Macron is like center left. So, I don't know. I just noticed certain things with conservative commentators, and that is that they seem to only have energy for those who they see on the ideological, uh, opposite of them. That's where they see fault in everything. But let there be anybody on the right who happen to be gay or rumored to be into Transformers, and it's quiet. It's tumbleweeds. So it's situational outrage that that basically, what I'm saying, negates this situation for me with Candace Owens. Also, when you make these types of slanderous accusations, in my opinion at least, the burden of proof is not upon Macron or his wife or whatever to prove you wrong. You have the burden of proof on you to prove you right, because you're the one that made these allegations. So also I did a little digging before I did this video. I only was able to research this video this topic for about 20 minutes, but I did a little bit of digging. And I see that Brigitte Macron uh, previously sued two other women who claimed that she was not uh, a woman, and was awarded £8,000. And also I noticed that people are going after the French president and his wife, the first lady of France, because of the age disparity. She's 70, he's 47. So there's like a 23-year or so, 24-year, I guess, depending upon the birthday, age difference between the two, which I'm struggling to figure out why that matters. If they're two adults, supposedly she was his music teacher when she was 39 and he was 15. So people look at this relationship, I guess, as almost they're trying to make her out to be predatory, I guess. And, the other accusations. This is France we're talking about right here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not trying to, I don't want to go too far into it, but we're talking about France here. you know, I'm not going to go out and say it, but Archie Bunker once said something about England that some people would say about France historically. That's all I'll put on that. So we're talking about France. I mean, I grew up watching when I was, I'm saying, a preteen or a teenager. I used to watch a lot of Federico Fellini movies on Cinemax there. So, uh, I know that's actually, I think Federico Fellini is actually Italian, but still, that realm, what I'm saying, of Europe, you tend to see a certain type of culture. Okay. Um, I just don't get the obsession with this topic, man. I mean, other than Candace Owens flying over to France, flying over to Paris, I guess, and actually looking down this person's pants, how would this get resolved? I mean, and my thing is like, doesn't she have more pressing or important things to talk about than this topic? And like I said, I want to harp on one other thing before I end this video. I noticed that the right seems obsessed with this topic. This is reminiscent of the accusations they put out when it comes to Michelle Obama, who's also left politically. The same thing was said about the former Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, a white woman who many people claim was of that persuasion, right? Transgender. It seems to me, right, that they are targeting women who don't meet the shallow. This is just my opinion. I noticed that all the women that they're targeting, for the most part, don't meet the standard blue eyed, blonde haired. Well, I guess you could argue that the French president is blonde hair, wife is blonde hair. But hear me out. They don't meet the standard. Maybe I should rephrase it. They don't meet the standard Marilyn Monroe slash, um, you know, Madonna slash. Well, I don't want to use Madonna. Marilyn Monroe slash Audrey Hepburn. They don't have that certain Americanized or typical beauty. They don't meet certain beauty standards. And if they have large shoulders, if they're over 5'8", if they have somewhat large hands, if their bone structure doesn't meet what people consider feminine or stereotypical feminine, they're not women. I mean, in today's world, I'm convinced that B. Arthur would be called one. Would be called one. I'm convinced of that. We have the ignorance level of the average person in our society is staggering. And Candace Owens knows this, and she caters to the lowest common denominator for profit or for attention or for views or for clicks. She knows what she's doing. She sees what's out there. She's very intelligent. She knows what gets people's passions burning, you know? And it's just a shame, especially considering the fact that she's a black woman, and oftentimes dark skinned black women are often accused of being masculine. So it's just staggering. It's just stunning to me that she makes these accusations, man. It's like, oh my God, man, it's just crazy, man. But she got all this energy for this stuff. But talk about racism in this country and see how she obfuscates and, you know, dance around and or completely ignores the issue. Everything else she's mighty passionate about. She's hard on it. She's right on it. Talk about racism in this country. Her and everybody else is like that. They got nothing to say. So I just basically saying I don't give a damn what the French president is doing. He's not even our president. I mean, look, there's things that I've heard about Trump, and there are certain things that I know about Trump that can be found with just a little research that the mainstream media and Candace Owens will never report on. So that's why I can't take her seriously. I don't take people like her seriously. She's very intelligent, but you know, she's a grifter, and that's what people like her do. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it on YouTube. I'll probably do a Patreon about this so I can speak a little bit more freely. Probably do it tomorrow anyway. Tell me what you guys think.